Oh my goodness me.
Got some dollars in my pocket and I really wanna spend them on you. Not the wealthiest, but all I make it all to spend it on you. Now be a date for the night, be my plate, make tonight come through and
So how do you feel?
I'm excited, my heart is like...
Who of you are 22 or younger? Who of you are 22 or older? Not me. Well, the next speaker that I'm about to bring on stage is 22. And she is an influencer. And she actually has a podcast that is rated within the top 10 podcasts called Impact School. She has an amazing business school called Impact School, and she helps people like you turn your vision into your mission, showing you how online coaching, online products can actually be a good way for you to make money. She has some fantastic strategy. Welcome onto stage our next speaker, Lauren Tickner, everybody! Woo! Give her a big round of applause! Thank you. Hello, everybody. So, who here has a smartphone? Okay, so who here has a social media account? Who here is making money from their social media?
I saw you at the front. I saw this little girl or this little woman, and I was just like, oh, she's cute. With Laura, the best, yay!
She's the best.
Yeah,
I saw her presentation. She's amazing.
I'm here with my client Megan. Megan joined Impact Your Online Business not so long ago, and do you want to tell them about what you've achieved since then?
Yeah, I have 5 whole clients that paid me $5,000 each. This new course that I created that is super valuable and has been changing lives, and I couldn't thank Lauren more.
Yeah, it's amazing. So Megan's achieved all of that in under, I believe, how many months has it been? Like,
Oh my gosh.
4 months or
Yeah,
so?
less.
And we finally get to meet.
Yeah.
So here we are today, and Megan, I am so proud of you. And also, how cool is her hair? Sweet. So that was the Instagram version. Now, as you know, Instagram is not real life, and my week has been far from perfect. I have quite literally been punched in the face by this week, but with regards to what actually happened to my face, and it is getting progressively worse. I've just put some cream on it. Basically, I was sat right here with my epilator. I was epilating my eyebrows as I always do. Yeah, I'm a bit of a masochist.
In my private life, in the confines of my happy marriage with my consenting wife, practice sadomasochism.
And it was fine. It was totally fine until I look in the mirror just before I'm about to go out and see some of my friends, and I see this massive cut, and it was all here as well. It's kind of going now, but basically that's what happened now. And honestly, it seems to be some sort of divine timing that this has happened, because it inspired me to make this video here today. I wasn't planning on making this video. I was planning on just making a more in-depth video about everything that I was speaking about at the event, but honestly, I think that this is much more important. I just watched that clip back and I look like a freaking wreck. I look like some sort of freaking ruffian who's just like gone in the streets, just like starting a fight with so many random people. But anyways, so I feel that the reason why I want to talk about this so much is because I know that you're watching this because you're someone who wants to improve your life. You want to get fitter in the gym, you want to build a business, you want to create better relationships. You just want freedom and fulfillment in your life, because freedom and fulfillment are my two core values that I live my life by. And so what you'll find is that it's kind of like crabs trying to climb out of a bucket. I've heard this saying before. I did not make this up by myself. So you have a bucket, and obviously the insides of the bucket, they're slippery. And so as the crabs try and escape the bucket, the other crabs that are in there try and pull you back down. So not only are the other people trying to pull you back down, but also there's the resistance from the side of the bucket. And I feel honestly that that's what's been going on this week. So here's a prime example of what happened before I actually stepped on stage to speak in front of all those hundreds of women.
Just walking to the train station. And let's just say that all morning I've been using the toilet. I'm not nervous, like I'm so excited, but I think obviously nervousness, anxiety and excitement, they all have the same kind of chemical reaction. So my body's gone into fight and flight. But I'm so stoked. Like this is such a surreal moment to be speaking at an event. This first time selling from stage. I don't know how it's gonna go. Honestly, going into this, my expectations are they were low, so we'll see.
Literally, as I was on stage, I wanted to poo my pants. I'm just gonna tell you right now, this was the first time I had ever done a sales presentation. So I was doing a speech, but then at the end of the speech, I was pitching one of my programs so that people could invest for a special offer. And I wasn't even nervous. It's just that whole thing of like being afraid of what people are going to think about you. I was one of the youngest people in the room. I was 22. I am 22. And pretty much everyone in that room was over the age of 45. And so I was just thinking in my head the whole time, oh, they're going to think I'm so young. Oh, they're not going to take me seriously. And that's crazy that I was thinking that, because I'm always saying age is not a thing, blah, blah, all this stuff. But as you try to grow, as you try to evolve, resistance comes from within, it comes from internally, and it comes externally. So that's obviously one situation that happened. This on my face, this is pretty much just a representation of everything else. So basically what happened was I was in the gym, and I love to train pretty much every single day. I follow a training plan that I've created for myself, because I used to be an online fitness coach. That's how I got started in all of this stuff. And that's how I became obsessed with online business, by the way, because I saw how much freedom it gave me in my life, despite the fact that I knew nothing about business back then. But I was in the gym, and I was on the decline thing where you put your legs up here. I am wearing shorts, by the way, they're just pretty small. Put your legs up here, then you're doing crunches, and then I had a 15 kg, so that's like almost sort of like 35-pound plate. I was holding it above my head. I was going down and up, and I get to the top, and literally, oh my goodness me, I genuinely thought that I was paralyzed. I couldn't move, and like my face was like that. And oh my gosh, I was so afraid, because I've been having some sort of like tight neck stuff for a while, and I've stopped clicking my neck because I used to click it all the time. Really bad habit. Don't do that. You can genuinely paralyze yourself from it. And so I stopped doing it, and then honestly for 3 days I couldn't train. I was just getting in my own head about my just being in my office sat all by myself all day. I was feeling super lonely. I was feeling I couldn't move my neck, and so it just ruined my routine. It ruined my productivity. Every time I would move to go and do something else on my laptop, like I would just remember it, and I'd be like, oh, I want to go train, but I can't. And so that was like one other thing that happened this week that just was frustrating. And I know it's not the end of the world, but I'm just voicing my opinion here, because I really want to hammer this point home about the fact that when you try and reach a new level, things are going to happen in your life to try and get you to stay at the level where you are right now, because you are comfortable where you are right now. Because if you were uncomfortable, you wouldn't be there for a long time. You only stay uncomfortable for a short period of time, because then you adapt and it becomes your new normal. So it's just a case of normalization. So whether it is something that is direct, so for example, you're in your business, you start actually making money, and then suddenly you get a massive tax bill, like that's just like a normal situation. I'm in my business, like growing my business exponentially, all these small little things, the neck, the friggin' face, because now I'm really resistant to recording this right now because I'm like, oh, it looks awful, it looks ugly. And so all of these little like, and going out to meet friends, like, I don't want to meet them because I feel like I look like a dick. But the thing is, all of these little things are resistance, and you need to be aware that they're resistance, and it's not that life is coming crashing down. It is resistance because your world doesn't want to get to the next level. So if you got punched in the face literally, that's resistance to you probably doing something wrong. Same thing goes in life, but you're not doing something wrong this time. It's that your world feels like it's doing something wrong because it's something that's uncomfortable. Because let's say you're starting an online coaching business, to start that online coaching business, you don't want to do that because it's friggin' hard. There's never a time that is right to do it. And so that's why you're like, oh, I'll wait until next week. Oh, I'll wait until then. That's resistance. If you want to do it, but you're telling yourself, I'll wait until blank, that is resistance in itself. So that's just another example of this whole thing with my neck. Same thing with my knee. I injured my knee when I was in Mallorca. If you haven't seen the Mallorca videos, go check them out. But basically in the gym there, I also injured my knee. And it's just like, oh my gosh. But it is resistance to some degree, but it's also showing me like I'm knackered and I need to sort some things out. And then there's been other things going on in my life that I don't want to share on social media yet. You know, maybe I'll share it, but I don't think that, you know, you don't need to share everything as it's happening. I'm such a believer in the fact that share once you've got through it, got to the other side, and have had a lesson from it. So every time I'm going through utter shite, I say to myself, Lauren, this is just a part of your story. This is a part of your story and you're learning from it. So when you're going through something tough, when you're going through something that sucks, if you have literally just got punched in the face, whether it is literally or by life, just think, what can I learn from this to grow? And just realize that it is forcing you to become a better person, whether it's a better boyfriend, a better girlfriend, whether it's a better business owner or a better team member, whether it's a better daughter, like whatever it happens to be, it's forcing you to become better. And so that's really what I wanted to get at with this video, because there's always going to be resistance, and it's because it's trying to force you to stay where you are. If I had have allowed my tummy thing to stop me from going on stage, I wouldn't have had loads of new enrollments into Impact School. I wouldn't have met so many amazing women. I wouldn't have now been asked to do more speaking gigs. I wouldn't have had respect from hundreds of women who are double and triple my age, because I wouldn't have shown up. And it would have just caused me to actually stay where I am, or even go below, because I would have felt like I would have hated myself for not doing it. And so I just think it's about realizing you have to step out of your comfort zone. It sucks, because if it was easy, it wouldn't be out of your comfort zone. And so I really just want you to realize that. And this has kind of been like a bit of a rambly video, and I was so reluctant to record this because of this. So that is resistance cropping up again. I'm resisting the urge to go and put the content out there that I know is going to help people because of the thing that is the resistance in the first place. It's just a self-fulfilling prophecy. And so when you can become aware of that, I think it's so important. So if you like this type of content, you would really love my podcast, Impact School. It's available on all different podcast providers. What I've been doing to make see, I've shared more the things which are more sort of like physical and like easier to understand and more tangible. I don't want to share things that are going on in my personal life before it's too early, because you want to respect the different people in your life. So anyways, what I'm talking about is like, what have I done in order to overcome these things? Well, a great example of what I've actually literally just done right now, I spent 2 hours, and I normally would never take 2 hours out of my business to do something like this, but I literally cleared out my entire bedroom. So I'm in my bedroom right now, bathroom's over there, there's a whole like load of clothes and everything. I have cleared everything out, and I'm throwing away so much, and oh my gosh, I feel so good. I feel so much lighter. I know that people say, like, you know, when you feel weighed down and bogged down, clear your stuff out. I always thought it was BS, but it really is true. I just think you also have to do it emotionally as well. So really, and I'm so non-woo-woo and find talking about this type of thing really hard, but I think it's important to just sort of like audit how you're really feeling, why certain things are making you feel that way, why you think these resistances have come up, why certain things are going wrong in your life. So like, let's say you have a goal in mind, but all these things are going wrong. Okay, note down what the things are that are going wrong and write down why do you think those things are going wrong. It will really help you. It helps me, and so I've sort of voiced some of them here today. So yeah, that's kind of this video. Make sure to smash subscribe. I've got a lot more vlogs coming, things like that. This is probably a different sort of video than what you've seen from me before. Yeah, I mean, that thing is just absolutely bloody horrendous. And the worst part is that there's hairs right under it and I can't even pull them out because it'll be too painful. Oh well, c'est la vie, peeps. Life, it happens. Shizzle happens.